Y ahora, nos abrochamos el cinturón, ponemos la primera velocidad, pisamos el acelerador y comienza el programa.
Hello, this is Garage Latino. I am Ricardo and this is David.
Yes, sir. Sí, señor.
Some news that really got my attention, David. This week, this British maker, this company founded by a hard racer, an engineer that was looking for, taking advantage of every rule book, making the cars faster and faster. And he knew that the key to win races was the chassis. The handling was the key, not the power, but because you have to control it. Now, years later, this British mark has what? It's coming up with an electric SUV. That is shocking to me.
Yeah, but you gotta tell our viewers what brand you're talking about.
We're talking about Lotus. Lotus, the British famous F1 team that started making the Lotus 7, the Lotus Elise, the JPS Lotus Europa, and so forth. And I can think of an SUV electric. That's different.
Well, the thing is that SUVs are very popular worldwide. So every brand, even brands that didn't want to be in the SUV market, were forced to enter into the SUV market. For example, you have Bentley, you have Lamborghini, you have the Aston Martin, and even Rolls-Royce. And now you're going to be having Ferrari, with their own SUVs. So this this shouldn't be such a shock for you, because it was expected. The only brand that doesn't really want to get into that segment, but I think that they will be forced to enter the SUV market, is McLaren.
And I wouldn't bet on it. I really wouldn't bet on it, because Aston Martin, it's already having a SUV,
and a very nice one at that.
Yeah, so I will not, but
go ahead. Yes, as sir, because it's not just Colin Chapman, it's Sir.
Yes,
Sir Bruce Colin Chapman must be spinning in its grave
after
sure. Hearing that that now Lotus has an SUV and made in China.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Now that you mentioned China, another British mark that it's been through the history of the automotive, it's been very, very important. And a company that literally started in a garage. We're talking about Morris Garage, and they start modifying a car, and they said, hey, we can start selling these cars, and eventually they start making their own cars. Very successful. It became the MG, and unfortunately through World War II, a lot of Americans were going to Europe, and they were going like, what is this sports car that is nimble, fast, it can handle? That was a TF. And then in the mid-50s, they came out with the MGA, which is a beautiful styling, really, really nice lines, very compact. They even had a twin-cam engine, and became, sort of like the number one sports cars. And then in the early 60s, I think it was 62 or 63, when they launched the MGB, which became the number one and most popular roadster sports car in the world, and which I raced for 10 years. And it was such a joy driving that. I mean, the spirit of driving was in this car, and it became what? The next step, what the Miata, wanted to be. And now the brand still exists today, but it's totally different. And they bring the name MGB GT when the GT was a hardtop. Now we have an MGB GT hardtop 4-door that it looks really nice, but it confuses me a little bit from what I knew of MGB. So tell me about what you drove.
Well, basically, First of all, I should make it very clear that MG now is part of the SAIC company. It's the largest car company in China. That company, MG, was part of BMW. BMW purchased it in the 1990s,
And
and
you,
then
when you say
they
purchase, they
decided that
purchased
they
the
didn't
rubber
want it
company.
anymore, and they
Yeah.
sold it.
Right.
BMW sold, Rover and MG to the Phoenix Group, for £10 in 2000. But that group, that owner of MG, they basically they went under, and then this China company, well, it was Nanjing company bought MG Rover, the MG and the Rover, well, but they bought MG in the 2006. They wanted to purchase Rover, but decided, Ford decided not to grant them the rights to that brand. So it was just MG. But the thing is that this company has been thriving under the new ownership, and is got its sights set on the U.S.
Definitely.
Eventually, it's going to sooner or later, and I would say sooner, is going to be in the U.S. MG. So that's why we're talking about this brand, and they have made great strides when it comes to engineering and design. Now they started 15 months ago here in Mexico with SUVs, and now they have
A
a
sports
very
sedan.
stylish car that's aimed at the Kia Forte. But
Right.
the nice part about this is that it's a four-door coupe,
Yeah. It
but
looks
an
really nice.
affordable one. Because if you want a four-door coupe, you have to go to Mercedes, and you have to pay premium prices for this. This is a car that's got a very stylish look, a premium look, but at affordable prices.
Now,
That's what interesting about this.
and I think also within what is a compact car, it matches pretty much what's in the segment. I mean, it comes with a four-cylinder, 1.5, 160, 170 horsepower,
Yes,
which is pretty
turbo.
good.
Yes,
Yeah, twin turbo, double clutch transmission, 6 speed.
seven actually with paddle shifters.
A seven, there you go. So it really, I mean, it matches what we have in the market, and I think it's just a question of people trying it. And we know that the Chinese are making products of very high quality. I think it's interesting, in the 80s, we were comparing the Japanese cars to the Americans, right? We had the Toyota, the Hondas, and we were comparing them to the Chevys and the Ford. And pretty soon we're gonna have the Chinese or Vietnamese being compared to the Japanese now.
Yes, but something that's pretty nice about MG is that they got the Lucky 7 program, and that's a 7-year warranty. So they're trying to let the public know that their cars, they have high quality. Otherwise, they won't be offering them with a 7-year warranty. So
Now
that's pretty reassuring.
you drove this car. You drove it
I did.
even on a racetrack. So what was your
Yes.
what was your first impression? I mean, how does it feel?
Well, I was able to drive the car flat out, and it turned out to be pretty interesting. It is not a sporty car per se. It's a sedan, but for a family car, it's pretty nice. I was never able to, because I have my tricks when it comes to driving. I was never able to make the stability control kick in, but the car, it was hugging the road all the time. We're very very sure footed. So pretty nice. It was pretty nice, really, and very friendly at the limit. And the turbo engine, it's really nice, because we were driving in a part of the country that's not so low when it comes to the elevation, versus sea level. So the turbo was nice, and the DCT transmission is very nice in that is efficient and is direct.
Now, something that I want to mention about this company that MG is making this comeback But it's not just making a comeback with with a four-door vehicle. I mean, they do have SUVs, and
Oh
they
yes,
already have a plan for electric and hybrids.
of course they do have, yeah, they have plans for electrics, but they're waiting for a later time to introduce them. And now something that's very nice about MG is that they got a full size SUV, the RX-8, that's pretty much aimed squarely at the Land Cruiser. But of course, the Land Cruiser may be nicer in certain areas, but the RX-8 SUV by MG cost less than half what a Land Cruiser costs, and I was able to drive it in the sand dunes, and it was pretty interesting, very nice. So MG, it's a brand to keep an eye on. It's a brand to watch, because eventually, sooner or later, it's going to be in America, in the U.S., and I would say that sooner than later.
And I mean, and it is the number one Chinese automaker. They do a lot of volume, and they have learned a lot. I mean, I think it was smart what they did with all the companies. You want to sell cars in China, you need to partner with us, and I think that was a key for them to learn how to do high quality stuff.
And they partnered with GM.
Yep.
So now we have cars in the U.S. that are made in China by SAIC, obviously with the supervision and being overlooked by GM. The Buick Ambition is made in China.
Yep. And that's a premium vehicle. That's a high quality vehicle. Very
Yes,
well
and
done.
made by this company, by SAIC.
Yep. So I think it's great. Friends, don't forget, tell your friends that Garage Latino, you can find it on Spotify. Garage Latino is broadcasted through the BleavNetwork in the United States. You can also find us in Auto Proyecto and download on Spotify or Stitcher. And David, you got a YouTube account, so tell them about YouTube.
Oh, you just type in the search bar, in the YouTube search bar, Autos and Gear, no spaces, and you will find my my YouTube channel, and you can see my reviews and get a laugh or two. It's fun.
Ricardo and David, don't go. We'll be right back.
Duraloop es un tratamiento especial para que el aceite no pierda sus propiedades. Duraloop reduce la sedimentación de las partículas nocivas que dañan al motor. Duraloop disminuye la temperatura interna del motor y la fricción de los metales. Duraloop, para que el motor dure más.